This is Miguel of Retro Basement. I want to talk a little bit about 7 Deadly Sins, Knights of Britannia for the PlayStation 4. I want to inform you in regards to whether it's worth your hard-earned $60 or whether the 7 Deadly Sins should have stayed in Britannia and not even came stateside. So let's get into the nitty-gritty in regards to this review. 7 Deadly Sins is a very interesting game, specifically because it's kind of a mixed bag. It's interesting in regards to what the developers try to do, one of the studios within Bandai Namco, and it has a lot of potential, tons of potential, and I'm surprised we even got this game stateside. But the problem is 7 Deadly Sins, Knights of Britannia, it's kind of missing the mark, and let me tell you why I'm saying it's missing the mark in certain areas. The graphics are nice. The controls aren't bad, even though there's a little bit of stiffness, and some of the control setups are questionable. But the controls aren't completely broken. There's certain things that I think they can improve upon with a patch, and certain things that maybe just embedded within the game, and it's just a final decision that can't be fixed in regards to the choices they made with the coding. Because certain characters move very swift and certain ones very slow. But one thing I don't like, when you're in an attack, you can't break that attack. You just go forward and you can't stop it. But your enemy can do like what I like to call, it's kind of like a flash step from Bleach, when you can get directly in front or behind your opponent to hit them with a barrage of attacks. This game has a kind of a light hit and a hard hit, and it has magic combos that can be conjured by pressing the R2 button plus the square or the triangle or the circle. So there's 3 different magic attacks, and there's a heavy magic attack that you build up upon as the gauge fills. The story is basically following what the anime story is. So if you ever wanted to play 7 Deadly Sins outside of anime and go through the whole anime once again, but within a game, this game might be for you. But let me warn you, in regards to, let's start with the pros. The graphics are nice. The controls aren't bad. I like the music. Hey, the music goes with it. Like I said, the aesthetics are pretty good. But the missions can be very tedious. You go through, you start off as Miliones. You have access basically to Hawk and Elizabeth. Miliones' quests he controls very well. Elizabeth's quests are kind of annoying because you can't fight and you have to use Hawk to defend you. And you only have you get hit twice, then you die. Miliones is not like that. He has a normal health bar. Elizabeth doesn't. Even a damn pig, Hawk, has a normal health bar. So I don't know what they were thinking in regards to Elizabeth, but Elizabeth goes on fetch quests. The rest of the sins don't really go on fetch quests. That's just Elizabeth's job per se. And it's okay. I'm a patient person, so it didn't really bother me much. But it goes on and on and on. And you have to use Hawk to defend you. And more as you go on to more and more fetch quests, more enemies show up on screen, making it a little bit tedious when you can only die with about 2 hits. So Elizabeth quests are hit or miss. Miliones, it's fun. I like playing as him. His character moves very swift. Band's very good as well. Kang is one of my favorite characters because I just love his projectiles. The other characters from the 7 Deadly Sins are cool. The other plus is no character feels the same to me. They all have their unique moveset and magical abilities, which is wonderful. So that's another pro in regards to the game. I like the diversity in regards to the characters. In the story mode, which is called the adventure mode, you go through the 7 Deadly Sins story, and as you progress, you unlock more characters, and you have approximately 9 characters to pick from within the story mode. And it's not bad going through the anime and basically covering the story within the video game. But outside of the nice aesthetics, the pretty good music, and the controls, which has light hit, medium hit, and kind of a low tier hit where with not much punch to it. And there's magic that you can do by pressing the R2 and the square or the triangle or the circle button. There's ultimate magic attack, which once you build up the gauge that you can unleash and somewhat devastate your opponents. So all that's fine and dandy. But unfortunately, Seven Deadly Sins Knights of Britannia has some issues. And it's an issue that I believe can be fixed and probably can't. And the issue is with the internet. It's very tedious and difficult. And I found myself sitting within the room where you're waiting to be matched with an opponent for quite a while. And that was very annoying, to be honest with you. I really disliked that. I like to give a game a chance. And it's on, it's almost like, if you count the hours, I guess, well, let's just say the second day now that the game has been released. So, I've given Bandai Namco and their developer enough time to at least do something. But it's probably something that they can't fix in regards to the internet, because this game might have not sold that many copies. And let me tell you why I don't think it sold that many copies on day one. Seven Deadly Sins, you might hate me for this comment, is not very well known within the States. Yeah, it's on Netflix, and Netflix, bought it to us, and I'm glad they did, because I love the show. It's awesome. I don't know what the hell happened with the second season and why it was so damn short. But the show's awesome. I really enjoy it. It revolves a little bit around the Catholic religion. I'm Catholic, but whatever, I'm getting off topic. I enjoy the show. But the game is not the show that it's trying to be. And it's somewhat Bandai Namco's fault. And the reason I'm saying this game needed a little bit more development time. It feels like it's halfway baked. I believe it would have sold better if they chose another console too. Or put it on multiple consoles. That probably would have helped. Multiple consoles and the ability to play with other players from other consoles like the Nintendo Switch or hell, even the Xbox One. It just would have been nice if this game was on other systems. And I think that's one thing that's hurting it, because it's so limited just to the PlayStation 4. Yes, it's nice to have exclusives, but some games like this, it's taken a huge chance, because we all somewhat knew Dragon Ball FighterZ would do okay in Japan and really good in the Americas, which it has. But Seven Deadly Sins, I'm just so surprised it came to the States. I'm happy it did. Don't think I'm not happy it did, because I don't hate the game. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the game. But I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that it does not have its faults. This game is for die-hard Seven Deadly Sins fan. If I was to rate this game, and I gave it a chance, I gave it until the second day, combined with me being tired as hell once I got in, because I was trying to review it the first day, but I was tired and I figured I'd give it a chance because the internet was bonkers. It was not working right. So I say, hey, let me give Bandai Namco a second day and see if it's like just a Dragon Ball FighterZ thing where, they need a little bit more time to get things right. And this is something that I'm going to touch bases with Bandai Namco and see if I can get a response from them. Like, what are you doing with, Seven Deadly Sins, Knights of Britannia? What are you doing with this game? It's not a cheap game. I believe this game should have been cheaper too, by the way. It's overpriced. That's another con. It's overpriced. Some of the controls are questionable. Hell, some of the missions are questionable with Elizabeth, who can't fight and who needs Hawk to protect her like a damsel in distress. Come on. But this game has some issues. And if the internet, I gave it until the second day. If the internet would have been up and working and I could have found people within a decent time frame, not waiting 5, 10, 15 minutes to find someone, I would have gave this game a much better rating than what I'm giving it. But I can't in good conscience give it much higher than a 6. I was thinking about giving it a 6.5, but no, this game deserves a 6 out of 10. I don't like rating stuff, as I said before, but just in case for you people who love to have scores and your life revolves around someone giving it a score, then that's where I rank it at. But if you're a diehard fan, if you don't give a crap what I say in regards to 7 Deadly Sins, and you love the anime and you love everything 7 Deadly Sins, t-shirts, other merchandise, figurines, and you'll like this game. If you're just curious and you just like anime, and you know nothing about 7 Deadly Sins, but you just want to take a chance because you want more anime games in your PlayStation 4 collection, then this game's not for you. Because you're probably going to feel like you wasted $60. It's overpriced. Even for us diehard 7 Deadly Sins fans like myself, this game is overpriced. And I'm looking forward to My Hero Academia. I mean, Dragon Ball FighterZ was a good start to the year in regards to anime games. But if things continue this trajectory with anime games, like 7 Deadly Sins and My Hero Academia, and some of the other ones that are coming out, like Attack on Titan 2, which the first one was pretty good. I'm hopeful for Attack on Titan 2 because of the first game. But My Hero Academia, I'm a little worried about that game. But, yeah, 7 Deadly Sins, it's a mixed bag. It feels like a Dynasty Warriors game, to be honest with you. A Dynasty Warriors with the combination of some other elements from other games. You know, within the game, you have the ability, which is another pro, you can level up. As you progress on, you get these little crystals, which helps you to level up and obtain more magical abilities through the magical ability grid, and you can equip those magical abilities as you level up. But in order to attain what I like to call the currency that you need in order to level up, you have to be flashy as you battle. You have to put in those really good combos to up your points, which you will see on the right-hand corner of the screen. The higher that goes up, the better your rating will be at the end, and the better your gossip rating will be. And the gossip rating revolves around, it tells you what the army is doing within Leonis, which is good information. It also tells you what's going on in regards to the other sins that you have to find as you're progressing through the game. So that's cool. And for the online mode, it's really nice that you have 25 characters to choose from. That's awesome. But the damn problem is I can't use those 25 characters if I can't find people. If I had some damn friends that I knew that had the same game as me, it's very intuitive to invite a friend. It's easy. It's just like that. You know their name, bam, enter it, they're online. That's easy. But I don't know anybody that has the game outside of myself. It's kind of sad. So I tried to play with other people online. I couldn't find anybody. I didn't want to play with a damn CPU. I tried the solo mode, and I finally found somebody on the solo mode. I tried the co-op mode for the online. I found 2 other people, but you need 4 people to play the co-op mode. It was on, myself included, 3 people for the longest, and no 4th person ever showed up. So that's when I tried the solo mode, and several people showed up. But even the solo mode has issues because you've been sitting there for minutes before it loads up the game. Bandai Namco, come on. This is why I gave your game a 6 out of 10. You're dropping the ball, man, for us anime fans. If you can't handle the license of certain anime games, let other companies have those licenses. Or stop buying them, or stop doing what you're doing, Bandai. I know you have talent in there somewhere because you've been putting out some good games, I give you kudos for Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I've been screaming the hell out of that game. So, but Knights of Britannia has issues. It's too expensive. The price needs to drop. I recommend non Seven Deadly Sin fans to wait until the price drop if you're fairly interested in the game. Even for fans, I think this game is gonna drop like a hot rock in regards to its price. Maybe to 40 or $30 at Best Buy soon. So you should probably look out for that. Or it may be one of those games that becomes rare because nobody bought it. I'm gonna ask Bandai Namco if they're bringing this game to the Nintendo Switch with some fixes and some DLC. I can see DLC coming for this game, possibly, but probably not much because I just don't think it's gonna sell that well. The controls could leave a bit more to be desired, but they aren't completely bad. The setup is not confusing or anything like that. It's pretty intuitive. At the start of the game, they give you basically an overview of how to control certain things. But I wish there was a way to cancel an attack once you're in the midst of it. Because if you can't cancel your attack, your enemy's faster than than you are, or the CPU's faster, then you're going to get hit with a barrages or attack that can basically decide whether you're going to win or lose. So I found myself repeating matches quite a bit in certain levels, especially with Elizabeth and the Hawk. That was a problem with their levels. And let's go with like some cons too, some extra cons. I felt some of the stuff, I can't talk today. I felt some of the timing were good. The amount of time that they provided for certain levels was sufficient. I felt like maybe for certain levels there were more than enough time. Like I had maybe about 6 or 7 minutes left in regards to certain things that I finished very quickly. In certain levels, like with Hawk and Elizabeth, I felt there wasn't enough time because Hawk has his solo missions, and Hawk has the mission with Elizabeth where he's helping her stay alive with her freaking 2 energy bar thingy. That is a mess. So yeah, the con is there's not enough time in the game too in certain levels, and Elizabeth levels can get annoying, and Hawk's levels they're better than Elizabeth levels. Who would have thought playing as a damn pig could get better than the levels of actual playing as, the princess or whatnot. But playing as the pig I found more fun than doing Elizabeth missions with Hawk. And playing as Miliones and Bond and Kang, which is one of my favorite characters, was fun. And if you can live with okay in regards to this game, then whatever. If you're a diehard Seven Deadly Sins fan, you're probably not even going to care what I say. You're probably going to think this game is like a 8 or 8.5. And I respect that opinion. But to me, even though I'm a diehard fan, I knocked it down to a 6 out of 10 because it's just unacceptable to me not to have a sufficient amount of players. And this could improve within the next few weeks, the next couple of weeks, within the next week where more people pick up this game. So it might not be a long-term problem. If they fix it, then, and if they also patch this game with some other improvements, I would say this game, at its best, deserves a 7 out of 10, nothing more, nothing less, if it gets patched. And I know there's some of you saying that these problems should have not have happened anyway. You shouldn't release a game that's not finished, then come out and patch it down the road. That's unacceptable for a $60 game. And I would say, you're right. But in the days of the PlayStation 4, the Nintendo Switch, and the Xbox One, and hell, even the PC, things are getting patched. It's not like the old days when I grew up with the 8-bit system, with the 16-bit, with the 32-bit, with 130, with not 138, the 128-bit systems. It's not like those days when you didn't have to download a patch. People used to release games that were complete. And those days are long gone, unfortunately. So, yeah. This game is like the Street Fighters 5 anime game Not the arcade edition that they released to Street Fighter V that feels complete, but the earlier edition. This feels a little bit like it's still in beta mode, like Bandai Namco. It's still, this game, I don't know if even it had a beta, but this game should have had a beta if it didn't. I would be surprised if it didn't. Maybe I missed a memo somewhere, but if it didn't have a beta, Bandai Namco youth, and I hate cursing on my channel because I like to keep it family friendly, but you effed up. In regards to this game could have been so much more. But I love the magic attacks and things like that. You know what I would love to see? A fairy tale game. Now that would be awesome. Make it happen, Bandai. You like to create all these other games that are not very well known. Make a fairy tales game happen. I doubt you'll listen to me or give a crap what I say, but hey. And my rant, and combined with the review, has gone on long enough. But I hope you find this review useful, and please remember to hit the like, subscribe, and bell button to let you know when I come out with new videos. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer them.